The Krellian warlord raised his plasma claw above the trembling Pixith merchant, and that was when the human bartender stopped polishing glasses. Narvik cowered on the floor of the frontier station cantina, his four eyes wide with terror as the massive Krellian loomed over him. The warlord stood 9 feet tall, armored in bioplating that could shrug off small arms fire. Narvik stood barely 3 feet, covered in soft blue fur designed for a gentle homeworld where the biggest predator was the size of a house cat. "You sold me defective goods, rodent," Warlord Graxon snarled, his voice like grinding stone. "My soldiers died because your atmospheric filters failed. Please, I swear they were tested. I would never. Your species always whimpers." Graxon activated his claw, energy crackling along its edge. Time to cull the herd. The human behind the bar set down her glass with a soft clink. Her name was Temperance Graves, and she had served drinks on this station for 5 years without incident. She was not particularly tall for a human, not particularly muscular, just a woman in her 30s wearing a simple bartender vest. "Graxon," she said quietly, "put the Pixith down." The cantina froze. 16 different species held their breath. Graxon turned slowly, his predator eyes fixing on Temperance. "This does not concern you, human. It concerns me when it happens in my bar." She came around the counter, empty-handed. "The filters were not defective. I sold Narvik those units myself from a certified distributor. If your soldiers died, it is because someone on your crew installed them wrong or tampered with them. You dare accuse me of incompetence? I accuse you of blaming the wrong person." Temperance stopped 10 feet from the warlord. "Now put him down." Graxon's mandibles clicked in what passed for laughter among his kind. "Or what? You will fight me? You are unarmed. You are small. I am a decorated warrior of 17 campaigns. And I am asking nicely." Temperance's voice remained calm, almost gentle. "There will not be a second time. Then die with the rodent." Graxon's claw swept toward Temperance. What happened next took 3 seconds, but would be analyzed in combat academies for years. Temperance moved. Not away. Into the strike. She ducked under the plasma claw, pivoted on her back foot, and drove her elbow into the weak point where Graxon's bioarmor segmented at the abdomen. The impact produced a sound like a gong being struck. Graxon stumbled. Impossible. His armor could withstand explosives. "First warning," Temperance said. "Leave. I will tear you apart." Graxon recovered, swinging with both claws now, a whirlwind of lethal energy. Temperance became water. She flowed between strikes that would have disintegrated her, reading patterns in the chaos, seeing openings where others saw only death. She caught his arm mid-swing, used his own momentum to redirect him into a support pillar. The durasteel rang like a bell. Second warning. She was not even breathing hard. "You do not want a third." Graxon roared and activated his shoulder-mounted plasma cannon, the kind designed for taking down armored vehicles. At this range, it would vaporize everything within 20 feet. Temperance moved before the weapon finished charging. She scaled Graxon like a tree, using armor seams as handholds, and jammed her fingers into the cannon's charging port. The weapon whined, overloaded, and died. She dropped back to the floor, now holding the cannon's power cell. It glowed in her hand, unstable. "You have 5 seconds to leave," she said. "Or I drop this, and we see whose armor fails first." Graxon stared at the power cell, at the human who should not have been able to defeat him, at the cantina full of witnesses who would spread this story across 100 worlds. "This is not finished," he growled. "Yes," Temperance said. "It is." Graxon retreated, his warriors scrambling to follow, their confidence shattered. Temperance helped Narvik to his feet. The Pixith was shaking so hard his fur stood on end. "You saved my life," he whispered. "Why? We are nothing to you. Humans are powerful, important. We are just merchants. Just prey." "You are customers," Temperance said. "You are people. That is enough." She handed him a drink on the house and returned to her bar. An hour later, Narvik still sat in his booth, unable to leave, his mind reeling. An elderly Pixith named Barracks slid into the seat across from him, her silver fur marking her as a clan elder. "Grandmother," Narvik breathed. "What just happened?" Barracks pulled out a battered datapad, its screen cracked but functional. "What happened is that you learned the first rule of galactic survival, child. The rule our people have known for 30 years, but never speak aloud where others can hear." She showed him the screen. On it was a document titled Pixith Survival Protocols, Interspecies Relations. Rule 1 was written in bold, highlighted, and underlined. Never provoke humans. Never threaten humans. Never harm humans. Never allow others to harm what humans protect. Rule 2 simply said, there is no Rule 2. Rule 1 is sufficient. I do not understand, Narvik said. Humans are not predators. They do not hunt us. They barely notice us. That is because we follow Rule 1. Barracks scrolled through the document, showing incident reports. 30 years ago, during the Krellian expansion, my generation tried to resist. We formed militia. We hired mercenaries. We built defenses. All failed. The Krellians crushed us, world by world. She pulled up a video file dated 28 years prior. It showed a Krellian war fleet in orbit above a Pixith colony world, preparing to fire. Then this happened. In the video, a single human vessel appeared. Not a warship. A medical frigate named the Florence Nightingale. Its captain, a human doctor named Elias Crane, broadcast on all frequencies. Attention Krellian fleet. There are civilians below. Children. Refugees. If you fire on them, you fire through us first. The Krellian commander laughed. Your shields cannot stop our weapons, human. Move or die. We are not moving, Dr. Crane said calmly. And you will not fire. You cannot stop us. You misunderstand. I am not stopping you. I am marking you. His voice carried absolute certainty. If you kill the Pixith, you kill us first. And when word reaches the human territories that you murdered medical personnel protecting refugees, your species will learn what we do to those who cross that line. Silence on the recording. Then the Krellian commander spoke again, his voice uncertain. You threaten us? With what? Not a threat. A promise. You know what happened to the Vraxian Dominion when they attacked a human hospital ship? You know how long that war lasted? 47 hours. Your empire might last 30 if you are lucky. Or you can leave now. And this never happened. The Krellian fleet withdrew. Narvik watched the video end, his heart's pounding. They backed down. An entire fleet. Because of one ship. Because humans have a rule of their own, Barracks said. They protect the weak. Not strategically. Not politically. Instinctively. And anyone who violates that protection discovers that humans are not the friendly traitors they pretend to be. They are apex predators playing nice because they choose to, not because they have to. She pulled up more files. Incident after incident. Krellian slavers attacking a Pixith transport, only to find 3 human freighters divert course to defend it. A Vraxian tax collector trying to extort a Pixith colony, only to be arrested by human peacekeepers who somehow appeared within hours. A systematic pattern of protection that was never officially acknowledged but always present. We are not allies, Barracks continued. We are not pets. We are something more dangerous than either. We are what humans call innocent. And humans have a saying. Touch the innocent, face the consequence. Narvik looked at Temperance, still calmly serving drinks, as if she had not just dismantled a warlord with her bare hands. She said I was a customer. A person. That it was enough. To a human, it is. They do not see power hierarchies the way other species do. They do not care that we are small. They care that we are people. Barracks closed the datapad. So we follow Rule 1. We stay near humans when we can. We trade with them. We work alongside them. And we never, ever let anyone hurt them, because the galaxy knows now. Harm a human, and you answer to all of them. But why do they do it? What do they gain? Temperance appeared at their table, setting down fresh drinks. She had heard the question. Because, she said simply, someone has to. Because power means responsibility. Because we came from a world that taught US survival does not mean stepping on others. It means lifting them up. She smiled, and it was warm. Also, you are good customers. You tip well, and you do not start fights in my bar. Usually. She walked away. Narvik stared at his drink, then at his grandmother. I need to update the guide. Update it how? Add an appendix. Rule 1 explains what not to do. The appendix should explain what to do. He began typing on his own datapad. Stay close to humans. Treat them with respect. When they protect you, remember it. When others ask why humans help us, tell them the truth. Not because we are useful, not because we are allies, but because they decided we matter, and when humans decide something, reality adjusts to match. Barracks read his words and nodded. Good. Now we teach this to the next generation. The galaxy has apex predators everywhere. Krellians, Vraxians, dozens of others. But humans are different. They are the predators who hunt other predators when those predators hunt the weak. What does that make them? Protectors, Barracks said. And if you are very, very lucky, friends. Across the cantina, Temperance poured a drink for a nervous Pixith merchant who had just arrived on station. He asked if it was safe here. She smiled. Safest bar in the sector. We do not tolerate bullies. He looked at her, this unassuming human who moved like water and struck like thunder, and he understood why his species' survival guide had only one rule. Because sometimes, one rule is all you need. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.